Hi, this is Merel, the man behind the makeup. Today I'm reading the third part of my autobiographical story, Fabulously Ever After, or How Drag Helped Me to Become the Man I Am. Make sure to watch part 1 and 2 before you watch this one. I'll put the links in the description.
Chapter 3. What makes a man a man? Let's take a step back to late 2017. 2 weeks after I had my premiere as Lolo Bottoms, I publicly came out of the closet as a transgender man. A bit of a surprise to some, while it made immediate sense to others. No matter the response, I knew two things right away. I had a long road ahead of me, and I was happier than ever. Being very open about my process from the start, I also ran into a lot of stereotypes and prejudice. Because what makes a man? I was criticized for keeping my nails long and painting them, even out of drag. I was judged for not changing my first name, which in Dutch is known as a female name. I did, however, add on to it, naming myself after both my grandfathers, making my full name Merel Dirk Marinus Evans. I chose to keep my first name for several reasons, but mainly because it simply feels like my name. And no matter all the big and small things other people had opinions about, their judgment came from the assumption that I wanted to be as masculine as possible. That, however, was never my goal. All I really want to be is myself. Luckily, even though they had to get used to it at first, I've always had my parents' full support. We had plenty of conversations, and it wasn't always easy, but I understood they needed some time, and they came to understand I was becoming who I was always supposed to be. But we also discovered together that it changed nothing in the bond we share. My mom even went with me when I had my top surgery. One of the things I had to rediscover in the process was my sexuality. The funny thing is, I remember jokingly saying as a teenager, "I'm a gay man in a woman's body." And early in my transition, my mom asked, "So, if you fall in love with a guy now, that would mean you're gay, right?" I guess some part of me has known all along. By now, being queer is such a big part of not only who I am, but my social life and work life as well. But, even when so many things finally make sense to me now, I sometimes think my voyage of discovery is never done. And perhaps that's true for all of us. What I definitely do know is that I've never been this happy before as I am today. The man looking back at me in the mirror is me, and on most days, I can truly say I love him. But every now and then, when I look in the mirror, she looks at me. I suddenly recognize parts of who I was. In the 30 years I've lived as a woman, I have expressed myself in many different ways, ranging from tough tomboy and my more alternative era to very feminine looks as well. Looking back, I realized that extreme feminine presentation was never true to who I was. It was just something I thought was pretty. Maybe, just maybe, I have been a drag queen all along.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. Feel free to drop any questions you may have in the comments. After the final chapter, I'll gather all the questions and make a Q&A video. And of course, see you next week for the final chapter of Fabulously Ever After.